Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 31st Handicapping Challenge on an exciting weekend here for everybody who loves horse racing. Today, of course, is Preakness Day. So much excitement, a lot of publicity going into this Preakness. And, of course, tomorrow, a mandatory payout here at Santa Anita with that pool that could easily exceed 3 million, 4 million. It's going to be I couldn't sleep for days. This is the best weekend ever, Chappie.
Calm, get a little more excited there, George. Yeah, no, it's a great weekend. Of course, Pimlico, the great racing day with the Preakness, and Santa Anita, of course, with the charity challenge. And we have two legends with us. And then tomorrow with the Pick Six. And, pre-show, we've been talking about horse racing, chimpanzees, and everything else. But I'm ready to roll, buddy.
I'm ready to roll. We are blessed to have two wonderful contestants. Uber capper. I love Ellis Starr. He is definitely one of the best handicappers in the country and ridiculously blessed to have the iconic Steve Cawthon, who when I was young, gosh, I hated that guy. He kept beating Alidar. And I lived in the East Coast. I was like, damn, Steve Cawthon. And then got to know him. Just a wonderful man, wonderful family, great handicapper, as he's proven here on this show. Great to have you back on the show, especially for Preakness Day, Steve.
Thanks, buddy. Good to be here with you. I enjoy winning, so it's fun.
I think you made one mistake, George. You said two legends. I think it's one legend and one legend in my own mind. I think that's what
there you go. Hey, I remember last week when Steve Cawthon won, he texted me. He was like, "You can't keep a good man down, baby." He was like, "Yeah."
I won by the skin of my teeth. Got lucky with it. Yeah.
Hey, he can win with big. He can win by a nose. He's a born winner.
My only problem is Notre Dame's not running today.
What are you gonna do? Notre Dame's not in. All right, we got an exciting weekend, Chappie. Your radio show, you touched on it. The Preakness, a lot of excitement built around it, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Preakness before we get into the bets. And what do you think about this Preakness, Chappie?
I'll tell you what, just from a pace standpoint, it's going to be very interesting. You and I touched on it last night, and I'd love to hear their opinions. But as far as a play for me, I'm going to go with Concert Tour on the outside. I think Concert Tour is more talented than Medina Spirit. Be interesting to see what Midnight Bourbon does as far as the pace scenario. I know the two Bafferts aren't going to go out there dueling, so one of them might sit off. But I still think from a talent standpoint, I'm going with Concert Tour to win today's Preakness.
I like Concert Tour as well, and you're getting 9-2. That's going to be the best price we ever get if he's the kind of animal we think. You won the Preakness Stakes amongst your many, many accomplishments. What does it take to win the Preakness Stakes, Steve?
Well, like any of those, the three classic races, it takes a really nice horse. And, the track there's a lot tighter than Churchill and the Belmont. So, you need a horse that can get a handy position. But obviously then if two or three of them go out and go too fast, then horses do close. But, I'm like you guys. I like Concert Tour. I think, I was a fan of his going into the Arkansas Derby. And because I'd liked the way he won his previous race, and then he kind of threw a dud in that day, but obviously Bob's running him, so he must think he's got a good shot. And I like the other horse. I memean, I love the way he won the Derby. He was tough as nails, but of course, as a lot of people have said, he did kind of. I think everybody kind of just left him alone enough that he was able to hold him off when it counted. But I can't imagine that he's going to get that kind of, sort of free ride today.
Well, I'm going to say I'm not on Concert Tour. I'm totally against him. In my mind, the combination of the post, even though I know it's a long run to the turn, and his style. And I'll tell you what I think, and this is going to be either right or wrong. I think Chad Brown scratched risk-taking out of the Peter Pan last week to go in this, and I think he's going to use him to keep an honest pace because Klaravich has both horses, and you see it more on turf with rabbits. I just keep looking at it, and risk-taking wears blinkers. I just get a sneaky feeling that in case Midnight Bourbon, who of course was supposed to go to the lead. They've been saying it. They had been saying it all week before the Derby that he never went at the lead. Midnight Bourbon, especially with Irad, is going to break sharp, and he should be, where he was. He's second or first in his last 3 races: the Lecomte, the Risen Star, and Louisiana Derby. Basically, the first 4 calls. I mean, all the way through the 8th pole. He actually led late, by the way, in the Risen Star, to remind folks that maybe didn't see the replay recently, before he got passed by Mandaloon and Hot Rod Charlie. And don't forget, getting beat by Mandaloon and Hot Rod Charlie's not too bad, because they ran pretty good in the Derby. But anyway, I think Midnight Bourbon tries to go. I think risk taking's in there to ensure non-easy lead for either of Baffert's horses, and I think that makes it really interesting. And I'm really on Midnight Bourbon to get the lead, or I'm on Unbridled Honor to improve off his Lexington, because when I looked at that race and I watched it again, I didn't like him that day, and I thought this horse is a come from the clouds type, but he made a big sweeping move. And folks don't remember, the Lexington's Keelan's Mile 16th is the first finish line race, so he didn't have the whole stretch. He's 110 yards short of the full stretch, and he wasn't going to beat King Fury, who was well ahead when they hit the 8th pole. And he ran on from second. He made up 8 lengths. Saez gets on for Pletcher, and if he's anywhere near 15-1, I promise I'm betting him to win. So I'm taking those 2. I'll use Medina Spirit on pick 3s and pick 4s, and I'm totally against Concertour. Just have to see how it plays out. I know it's a stand.
Uber handicapper.
I like
Steve,
it.
is it a big disadvantage, the 10 posts for Concertour? You spoke about this being tight turns and so forth. You think that's a huge disadvantage, or is Mike Smith, who's in the Hall of Fame, going to figure it out?
Well, from the sounds of what Ellis just said, he's probably going to be laying 4th or 5th. That's okay. No?
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to go to the lead, does he? I don't think he does. He obviously didn't. I mean, obviously, I would obviously even I wouldn't have thought that he was gonna, as you say, go head and head with the other horse, if that's, because it seems like that's the theory is the other horse, if he doesn't get to the lead, he's not going to win, right? So I'm sure they're going to send him. And as you say, if these other ones go, he's obviously going to have to ride a race from off the pace. But fair enough. I think he's a better horse than what he showed in the Arkansas Derby, and so that's why I still like him. I mean, as you say, there's a million scenarios that could happen, but I just think obviously Bob's horses are pretty good. He proved he could win with the 4th string. The West Coast horses are obviously pretty good, so I'm sticking with my plan.
Yeah, I'm not saying Concertour can't rate, by the way. I'm just thinking he certainly looks like he could. He did it in the San Vicente, which is a sprint. I'm just saying from the post, I think they send him a little bit, but it's going to be fascinating. I know, the big question, right, is, Steve, when you have 2 horses in a race like Baffert has and 2 horses in a race like Chad Brown has, what instructions do you give your jockeys to make sure they don't take the other horse out from its best race?
Well, obviously, you say, look, they're obviously got the best jockeys around, and the jockeys obviously don't want to screw up their own chances. So, they look, he's going to go. So, it's more likely that, you're going to be sitting just off him or wherever you're happy. But this horse is going to the lead, and I'm assuming that's what he's going to say to whoever's riding, who is riding Concertour today.
Mike Smith.
Mike, obviously, he doesn't have to say too much to Mike anyway, but because Mike's going to adjust to whatever happens coming out of the gate. But as you say, if it does turn out to be as hot a pace as if Chad Brown's other horse is a rabbit, and Bourbon whatever he is,
Midnight Bourbon.
Midnight Bourbon goes, is going to go too. Then it's going to be a hot pace, and I would see him sitting wherever he gets in, ends up being comfortable, 3rd or whatever, and I would think, he'll probably be maybe the only, the rest of them, those are good horses. So, some of those other horses might be struggling just to keep in touch.
you've been on many horses, and I'm sure you've been in many situations where you've been on a horse and a trainer has another horse in the same race. If they both have similar styles, and I think Medina Spirit and Concert Tour both like to go to the lead, and the trainer tells you, I want you to sit off the pace. Are you feeling like, wow, he's compromising my chances, or what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, sometimes you might feel that if you think that the only way you can win is going to the lead yourself, and obviously, you're the only guy that can control that at that point. But there's got to be the long picture of like, do I ever want to ride with this guy? But obviously in the Derby, it's obviously it's every man for himself. So and obviously, I think a guy like Mike Smith is gonna listen to what Bob has to say, and then play it the way he thinks it is best for the horse. But obviously going head and head is not going to be best for the horse, in a fast pace. So I'm sure he'll probably just adjust. Would be my guess.
All right, we just got word, Ellis Starr, from Don August, that there are no scratches today at all on the Santa Anita card. So everybody's in, and we're going to see who's going to move on to being this close away from being the champion. Whoever wins today, you're only going to have 2 more wins, and you're the champion, and that's it. So we are very close. We're down to 8 players. We'll be down, right? We'll be down to 4, then 2.
Final 4 after this weekend.
Final 4. Let's see who's going to make it to the final 4 next week. We're going to find out. Right now, each of our handicappers are going to have $300 to play with, $100 to win, $100 in exacta, $100 in daily double right here at Santa Anita. We're going to kick it off with you, Steve. You got $100 to win. Where are you going with that $100 win bet?
I'm starting early. I'm going to the first race, which is allowance optional claimer, mile on the turf. Really a pretty fairly evenly matched race. But I like Barraza, number 4. He was claimed by Bob Baffert for $100,000. That day he won by 5. Today's his first time on the turf, but he's an Into Mischief. Into Mischief seem to run on, they can run on glass, cracked glass. They're good on anything. So I'm putting my $100 on his nose. Number 4, Barraza.
Barraza certainly looked good. They plopped down 100,000. I wrote it in the program. I heard you talk about it on the show, Chappie. You won't get a lemon with the Wilsons. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, with Barraza or from Toyota of Orange. And there's a couple of horses today actually that were claimed for 100, which you don't see that often. So very interesting there with Barraza. Okay, now Ellis, you got your work cut out for you today. Steve's been tearing it up every time he's on. I mean, he set a record first time.
One time.
Yeah. He won over 4,000 the first time when he beat up on Eddie Olczyk. So no pressure here for the final 4. But where are we going with our $100 win bet, buddy?
My 900 last time isn't squat compared to Steve's. Jeez. Well, I'm going to wait till the very last then, because by then I'm probably way behind. And my $100 win bet's in race 10. It is the 10 Subconscious. This is a price horse. I can't remember the morning line. I think it was double digits if I remember.
6-1.
How much? 6? Okay, good enough. First time starter. Tap it out of a Candy Ride mare whose only other foal won first time out maiden special turf sprint, just like this one's trying to do. They gave $380,000 for this Keeneland. Big workouts back in April. 47 and change, second best of 34, 5 furlongs, best of 52, and then a couple maintenance works, outside posts. Papa Mandela, who, believe it or not, I just did a little query on this, 7 for 31 first-time starters in turf sprints the last 5 years, almost 25%. You don't think of Dick Mandela as having him cranked, but he does. So I'm going to take a shot that Subconscious is the horse, and hopefully, no matter how far behind I am, I can make up that one, Stevie.
Yeah. Very nice. So Richard Mandela, who actually has 2 in the race, talk about well bred. The other one's an American Pharaoh, and this one's a Tap It. And like you said, very sneaky with first-time starters, Richard Mandela. You often think if they win first time for Richard Mandela, they're just that good because he gives them a race. But he's been winning, and like you said, proven over the turf the last 5 years. So 6-1, Georgie. I think we might get higher than that in a very, very interesting and deep race in the last.
He's betting subconscious. We're gonna knock him unconscious. Steve, you got $100 exacta. Where are you going?
My $100 exacta is going to be in the 9th race. I'm going to, which is a 6 furlong optional claimer. I'm going to go with number 2, Explosive, who's a Richard Mandela horse as well, winning at 27%. And then, he's had 2 iffy starts on the turf, but he's much improved. He had an 82 buyer when he won last time out, 5.5 furlongs. He was a $200,000 yearling. He looks like he might be figuring things out, and I'm going to pair him with a horse, the one horse right next to him in the gate. I Will Not, trained by Doug and Neal and Paul Redham, owner. Great team there. So he ran a bang up race last time. If he duplicates it on the turf, he's going to be tough. So I'm going to do $50 exacta box 1-2.
$50 exacta box 1-2 to explode. It's gonna be explosive, Chappie. We're blowing it up.
Yeah, he's blowing up with a 10-1 shot. I like it. So far, maybe it's the Richard Mandela show between the two of them. What about our exacta, Ellis, and why?
8th race, exacta. I'm going to take the exacta box of the 1 Titrate and the 6 Goldini, and one of them's a decent price. I think that everybody else in the race is speed. Wedding Groom, not Reckoning Day. I don't think he's overclassed, outmatched. But Wedding Groom, Mucho de Oro, Crossword, Chasing Fame, Rock Till You Drop, all early. Just need 3 of them to go out. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And Goldini got up for 2nd last time out under identical conditions. He's gelded since then, puts blinkers on. Rispoli sticks with him. Just cutting back from a mile to 6 furlong gives him some good kick in the late stages. And Titrate cuts back to a mile and a maiden. Titrate's, by the way, a maiden in against winners. I guess they're not riding maiden sprints on the grass. So Titrate ran 2nd in a maiden 50 at 6 on the turf, was claimed by Mike Pipey from John Sadler. Stretch out to a mile, ran 2nd again. And again, the cutback, I think, gives him a lot of kick. So they're both going to be coming past the tired speedballs here. 1-6 box in the 8th.
I like it. Race 8, 1-6 box. The combination of Bob Bone and Mike Pipey, who won yesterday from the rail as well on the dirt. And in that race, you said where Titrate ran 2nd. That was to McWhirter, who got an easy lead and went wire to wire. So, and Goldini, who George and I needed badly last time out after a troubled trip 2 back, but I think the cutback is going to hit this horse right between the eyes, Georgie. So 1-6 in race 8. That's a winning combination for my man Ellis. I'm not rooting against you, Steve, but
But you'll be interested to hear what my next.
Goldini to me is make it or break it horse for me. I mean, he's gonna is my biggest bet of the day. I love Goldini, so hopefully, I think he's gonna love the cutback as well with a bunch of cheap speed in here. All right, Steve, Daily Double. Apparently, you teased us. Where were we going?
Well, my double is in race 8. I got a $50 double with Titrate, however you say it, and Goldini over Explosive in the next race.
Wow.
There you go.
It's a lot of weight on the 1 and the 6 in race number 8, as both of our guests are going with that one. And if Explosive wins, it's Toodaloo, baby. You're going down. I mean, right. Explosive wins, it's over.
Yeah.
There you go.
If Explosive wins, he's blowing us up because we have no shot. But that's what Steve did the first time, remember, against Eddie O. And that was Notre Dame, right? And I think you
win, right? The next time it didn't really come off, but thankfully Notre Dame pulled me out. But
Hey, he's got a lot of confidence, George. He's going what he believes in. He's sticking to it. I like it.
I love it.
All right, Ellis, it's not over, brother. Come on now. What are we doing with our double and why?
No, I do want to say that my 4th race that I was going to pick was the 9th. It was Explosive, so I am scared of these picks. Yeah, that was the one that I threw out last when I decided to make my bets. I'm going all chalk here, as I'm going with a simple $100 double in race 3 straight from the Chosen Vron, to Fifi Farrow in the 4th. So in the 3rd race is the Barrero. It's 4 horses. Baffert's Laurel River comes off a maiden. I think that's just too big of a step up compared to the Chosen Braun, who just won the Echo Eddie at 6.5. Same distance. Just a great number for that. 3rd behind Concert Tour. And just the Chosen Braun is going to be able to get up and do it. And race 4, it's a maiden special in which just by default, number 4, Fifi Farrow kind of sticks out. Blinkers off. Highly regarded Colt filly who ran 3rd first time out, got beat in nose for 2nd, comes back and runs in the evening. Jewel runs 2nd in the stake as a maiden. Don't know exactly what happened. Actually, I do know what happened last time out. Stumbled at the start, lost all chance in that maiden race at 4-5. Now gets blinkers off. Rispoli gets on because Smith's out of town. And I just think she outclasses these. So 3-4 double in the 3rd race. Chosen Braun and Fifi Farrow.
I like it, Georgie. $100 straight. Like you said, Chosen Braun, 2 wins, and the only defeat was to Contra Tour, who we both picked to win the Preakness today. And then, of course, Fifi Farrow had all the trouble last time out. So no wheels, no anything like that. Just straight $100 double for Ellis for the victory.
All right, just in case our handicappers end up in a tie, I think we're going to go to race number 7.
Did this to me last time. You
Can I get the 2nd? I want the 2nd.
I didn't even look.
All right.
And we're not doing rock, paper, scissors, are we anymore?
No, we've got a new
spin the wheel thing to see who goes first.
Now, while you guys take are we doing race 7? Is that what we are?
We're doing race 7 for the tiebreaker.
We'll give Steve a chance to look.
Give Steve a chance to give a quick look.
Got a very sophisticated tiebreaker, the wheel of tiebreaker here.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that works for me.
There we go. The spin. Hey, all right, Ellis.
Ellis, you go first.
All right, I'll take the 4. Big Andy. Big Andy. Blinkers off, Lasix on, dropping maiden special, maiden claiming, 47 and 2 workout. Rispoli for Blake Heap.
I like it, Georgie. The horse is doing everything. Like he said, blinkers off, dropping, Lasix, the whole shebang. Rispoli on the first time. That's their tiebreaker. Did that give you enough time to look at anything there, Steve?
I haven't got the stuff in front of me because I'm on my phone, that's where my
All right. Well, you can give it to us later. Later on, text it to us.
One. So it's the 7th race, right?
Race 7.
I trust
you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Just something to win, right? That's what we're betting, a win bet.
Yeah, just
a heads up. You got to beat his horse. That's it.
In case you're both tied, just whoever beats the other guy.
If you both end up at 0.
And what did he pick? You picked what, Ellis?
The 4.
Number 4.
The 4, Big Andy.
I get to pick anything but the 4. Okay, cool.
Anything but the 4 next time.
All right.
One of these will move on next week to the semifinals, and whoever wins there will go to the finals, be named the champion, be given $1,000. Hopefully, one of our champion legendary guests will be able to take that $300 today and turn it into over $1,000. And I think if either one hits anything, it's going to go over $1,000 easy, Chappie. And that will go to Karma to give them an extra $500. We already raised a lot of money for them. And it's just it's been a great partnership with Karma, and we love them. Chappie, any last words before we say goodbye?
No, I just want to thank you guys, for coming on in your time and everything like that. Of course, the handicapping, it's for Karma and the handicap, but just to listen to your stories and your knowledge for us and everybody tuning in, that's what makes this the best, even more than the handicapping. Of course, we want to make money for Karma. That's extremely important, but we really appreciate your time and your thoughtful knowledge. You're very, very, very much appreciated.
Well, thanks. I want to wish Steve good luck. I know he's going to beat me, but I'm still going to root for myself.
I'm not feeling as confident today.
Appreciate it, guys.